You have got to be kidding me. You guys have got to be kidding me. This was a great intro. Great, 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 great. Oh my God. Oh my God. Can I just go home now? Okay, I guess that's why there's 59 things. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll down. Okay, so I'm going to do this presentation again next week because it was really good. Oh my. Now I'm just a little bit upset. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to go up and I am so sorry guys. I'm just going to say hi and ignore all the we can't hear you, we can't hear you. Okay. I slapped her face like, hey, Nina. Hi, Miss Denise. Yeah. See, and I can't see these comments when I'm working on that other part. Yeah. And hi, John. I know no sound. Hey, Otto. No sound. I know. Let's see. Marco, Sandy. Hey, Sandy. Yeah, I was muted. So I'm not muted now. How freaking embarrassing. Okay. Marco, now that is really mean. So Marco said, saying this is the last show before she retires to write books full time. Now that's just mean, Marco. Yes, so Denise, yes, I will be repeating this topic next week because there's no sound on the recording. All right. All right. Hi, Eric. Yeah, man, and there's all these people be in here. We have Mr. B and friends, Truth Seekers. Hi, everybody. I am so sorry. I'm here now. I am not going to start over. I will do this topic again next week. How freaking embarrassing! Now I have to go in and edit. Ugh. Okay. Okay, so I have to read this one because it's funny. And this went to Kim, which I'm sure just went over really big. Kim Reisinger. Hello there, and how are you? I normally don't DM people, though there's a bright energy around you, and your aura is beautiful, which tells me that there is something bright in store for you, and I want to share this message of positivity with you. I'm a psychic reader and spiritual advisor and specialize in many different categories: love, career, family. Let me know if you're interested in a full reading, and I do charge for it. Well, Tarot, Rita, why don't you ask a question? Because that's what this show is all about and not about you. Okay. Yeah. Hi, Julie. I know I was muted on my end. See, I have like my notes and it was sitting in front of my little mute button. Again, I am so sorry. How freaking embarrassing. Okay, Lexi, I will come back to you. Hi there, girl. Hey, Zane. Nice seeing you. Yes, we have sound. All right. Wow, there's like a gajillion freaking people in here, and I have no sound. You guys should have like sent. Now, see, probably I'm going to pick up my phone. There's going to be like 50 text messages. Only 2. Okay. Okay. And then Christine's here. Hi, Christine. I'm going to come back to you. Okay. I'll come back to you. Secret mission. Okay. And we have Sarah from England, and we have Z. Okay. I'm going to go back. I know that there are a few questions in here. Well, Marco, you're pretty good. Okay. Da, da, da. Sorry. Okay, so Alexis says, okay, when the sound issue gets fixed, I broke my back on January 22nd. Really? What is the purpose of this? I know there is some reason, just would like to know what. You broke your back? Ouch. Okay, so this might make sense. This might not make sense. But the first thing that came to me was that there was something, there is something that is in your world that you're not paying attention to. And the universe has been trying to get you to acknowledge it and trying to get you to pay attention and follow that direction. And you have not. And so it is doing that in order to get your attention. So let me know if that makes sense, because that's what I got, and it just seems kind of weird to me. Okay? So Kim says, Tarot readers messaging me trying to steal viewers here. Yeah, they do that every freaking week. Marco says, great show, Rita. Yeah, I'm going to give you an Italian hello on that. Okay, let's see. Okay, yes, it's okay. I read your lips and transcribed everything. Okay. Okay, so Secret Mission has a question, but it's a secret. Okay, a question, if I may, is there a prospect of having a romantic relationship with Megan? I'm a lot older than her. So secret mission, I'm getting a no. I think that Megan could be a good friend, and I feel like Megan could be, potentially a confidant, but I'm not getting that something romantic would happen out of it. I feel like she likes you, but not in that way. You've been kind of friend zoned already. Just saying. Oh, but wait, there's more. And I wonder if communicating my feelings to her would ruin the friendly and professional connection I presently have with her and her family. It would certainly shock them. All insights welcome. Yeah, and that's what I'm feeling. I mean, I feel like the connection and the dynamics between you and her are really good. And if you communicated your feelings, that it would just put an iron wall down there and make it so that, what is going on now would never happen again. I feel like she feels safe with you. She feels comfortable with you. And if this is going to sound really terrible, but if she knew you were getting those kind of feelings, she would really back off. Okay. If you have a follow-up question, please do ask. Okay. Sarah, let's say, hi from England. It's very late here, so it's the first time I've managed to catch your broadcast. Sarah, thank you so much for staying up and listening. And I wish I had sound at the beginning because it was so good. Oh my God, how embarrassing. Okay. So Zane said, I went on YouTube. Z is my YouTube. Well, mine is Just Energy Radio. Okay. All right. So Lexi says, my comment kind of made sense. Let me see if I can dig a little deeper. I mean, I'm going to kind of stick with what I was getting. I mean, I feel like there has been something that the universe has been prompting you with and prompting you with and prompting you with, and you're not listening to it. I'm going to say obeying to it, surrendering to it. And so this was an act to get your attention. Okay. So Sarah says, I've recently been treated pretty badly by work. I feel like I'm being steered elsewhere. I feel like I'm missing the signs and that I'm stuck in a rut. Any insights would be greatly appreciated. Interesting. So Sarah, I'm going to kind of give something a little bit different response to this. So I get the impression that you're not the only one that feels that way. I get the impression that your work location has been turning a bit toxic. And if you communicated with other people at work, that they would have similar feelings. I feel like there's some issues, and I'm going to say coming from higher up, and that there's fear. So I don't know if things have slowed down or if there's some monetary issues happening in that work environment. But I feel like, the best way I can describe it is like they're tightening their belts and, cracking the whip more, making sure that they're getting everything they can from their employees. And it's not just you. I don't know how other places would be. There's always the possibility and the opportunity to start, putting your resume together and putting it out there. But sometimes you're jumping from the frying pan to the fire. And so I would maybe be a little hesitant, especially if the people that you work with, like that's a working environment. Hopefully things will shift and it will get better. And again, follow up, ask again. So Lexi, did that make sense to you and to what's going on? I hope so. Hey, Miss Veronica. Well, you didn't miss much because my whole opening thing, I apparently had my mic muted, and I think I lost a lot of people. Well, no, there's still quite a few people here. Okay, so I am at the end of my list. So if anybody has any questions, so today's topic was meditation, but see, I read this at the end and I'm going to read it again, but I'm going to clean my glasses first before I try to do this. So after I held up the book, the dang, it was me all along. Actually, I'm going to make two announcements that obviously you guys didn't hear. Our very own Wendy Dillard wrote a review and posted it on Amazon, and I'm going to read the review because it's really nice and it's about the book, and maybe it will like convince you to like go buy. Dang, it was me all along. Okay, subject: improve the quality of your emotional life. This book is filled with quality techniques for improving the quality of your emotional life. If you just read the book, it will provide great insights, but it is the implementation that will extract the gems the author desires for you to experience. Dr. Rita Louise has a playful style of communicating, and I found extremely fun to follow along with her stories based on her real life. The vulnerability through which she shared caused me to truly understand the ideas she presented. I especially like what she shared about sensing energy and how it may not even be my energy I'm feeling, but could be someone else's, and yet it's natural to identify with it, causing me to judge myself. But once I recognize it's not mine, I can release that energy's effect. This is one of the many ideas she talks about, but is rarely discussed. If you're ready to make positive changes in how life unfolds and are ready to do the work of inquiry and practice the technique Dr. Rita suggests, I highly recommend that you give it a read. And what is she talking about? Dang, it was me all along. So that was one thing. And then the other thing, and I'm going to come back to the question in a minute. I'm just like filling in, and I have to go over here. Hang on. So starting today, my training program, my medical intuition, energy medicine, and intuitive counseling training program went on sale today. And it's 40% off. And it is a professional level training program, all learn from home kind of thing. And you can get more information about it and download the free 50-page Jumpstart Your Intuition guide by going to appliedenergeticsinstitute.com. That's appliedenergeticsinstitute.com. Okay. All right. Click that off. Go back to the comment dish. Okay. So Wendy says, I feel really hopeful about the direction my financial situation is going as I've enrolled in a biz course that I feel really aligned to. Do you sense the same hopefulness? Well, Wendy, and since you read the book, and I'm sure you'll hear this from me, I feel like signing up for the course is helping to opening up the energy flow in that area. I feel like when you think of finances, your whole energy system just shuts down. And so while you might be, a 60 on compassion, when you're talking about money, you're down into like the 10 and 15 area. And so it's not really moving. And so my hope for you is that this course is going to help you let go of the negativity, let go of the negative self-talk that is tied to that financial situation, and allow spirit to move through you without the money becoming the bottleneck of energy flow in your business. And I hope that makes sense. And I have more if you need more. Okay. Lexi says, is there any insight to figure out what I need to hear? I would like to do whatever I need to. I mean, I don't know, but usually those insights are, it's repetitive. I like to say that spirit nags. It will bug you and 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 bug you until you listen to the message, or you break your back or get into a car accident or whatever, until you finally hear the message. But that message comes through as a soft, quiet whisper inside. And it's never a big thing. It's an image. It's a couple of words that will come through. So when I moved from California, so I had graduated from the Berkeley Psychic Institute. I was already starting to work with clients. And I kept asking, well, what should I be doing next? And the answer I got was, you need to go back to school. And that was it. You need to go back to school. So I got my hypnotherapy certification. I got my Reiki certification. I did something else. And it's like, okay, now what? And it was like, well, you need to go back to school. And it wasn't until I enrolled to get my naturopath degree that it kind of calmed down. But then I finished that degree and they said, well, now you need to get your PhD and write a book. But once I did all of that, and that was unsolicited, once I did all of that, they have never bothered me to go back to school again. But the words came in just that little, you need to go back to school. Or when I started my radio show, Just Energy Radio, the message was, it's time. And I was like, time for what? And then it was like, to do a radio show, which scared the hell out of me. But I did it. And look, here years later, it's just me hanging out with you. So, so if there is something that has been sitting in the back of your mind and just kind of nagging you, that's usually what it is. Okay, so Christine says, I have a question. I'm currently going through a spiritual awakening. Can you give me any insights on anything I am missing or I need to know? Wow, that's pretty big. Um, okay, so this is what they want me to tell you, Christine. So when we are entering into that realm, many times we want it to like happen in 15 minutes. It's like, oh, I bought a deck of tarot cards. I must be spiritual now. And we think that it should happen in 15 minutes or, 3 months or a year. And it doesn't. It is this unfolding, and you get to a place and you maybe hang out there for a while, and then something happens and it opens another door and it takes you to a deeper level. I mean, I've been on my spiritual path most of my life, and I just keep getting deeper and deeper. And so my comment to you is be patient, give it time, don't try to force it. It's not for me to tell you what you need. It's for you to ask spirit. It's for you to ask your higher self, what do I need to do next? What should I be doing now? Which is the better question. What should I be doing now? And then listen to that quiet voice inside and surrender to it. And sometimes they tell you weird stuff. And the gating I use on that is if they give you the same answer to the same question multiple times throughout the course of a week, or a few months, then that's usually really the thing you should be doing. So, all right. So Sarah says, thank you. I would really like to work with animals. Do you think this would be a good move? So Sarah, I'm going to kind of ask a question back. Ish. I mean, I really feel like you have this affinity for animals, but I'm feeling like there is, a whole, like, you don't have the education or training, or you haven't really figured out exactly what you want to do. And I'm feeling like you need to nail that down a little more, especially if this is something that is supposed to support you financially, as to how that's going to happen and what that's going to look like. I think for you, it would fill your heart, but I'm getting a but next to it. And the biggest but piece I'm getting is that you haven't fluffed it out enough to come up with a plan and go, well, this is how I'm going to get there, or this is where I'm going. And I feel like once you get more clarity, then it will be more doable. And I'm going to even put a little caveat on that. Sometimes we have to identify an entry point, like, this is what I'm going to do today, and then once you get there, or you get close to there, then you can broaden it out and expand it into a more encompassing idea. But you need to have that way in. And I feel like, again, it just seems really vague. And I think once you kind of sort that out, it will be, there'll be more clarity on your end as to what to do and how to do it. Okay. All right. Miss Wendy's back. I agree with your perspective. I had a number of breakthroughs regarding my thinking about money, and that's why I'm feeling so hopeful. Do you have more for me? Only if you have $1 million, Wendy. One of the things that I would like for you to do, Wendy, is to take inventory about your financial state. Where am I now? And how much money do I need to have every month to, and I'm going to say, live? More survive, pay your bills, buy groceries, put gas in your car, all of those basic things that we need to have with not really a whole lot of frills, because that's the baseline. That's the baseline of what you need to have, you know, and then ask, you know, do I have enough money to do that? Or, you know, and if I do, how long can I survive with what I have? You know, and because if I can survive with what I have, it takes the pressure off. You can kind of give yourself a financial vacation, say, well, you know, I'll be good for the next 2 months. So for the next 2 months, I don't need to worry about money because I know I am going to be good. You know, but then a month and a half later, you might find that you have money to make it another 2 months. So you don't need to worry about money for another 2 months. And that process continues. And as you let go of the worry about the today, then it kind of helps open up that channel so that the money can come through, because you're not thinking about it, because there's a feeling of safety in, I can make it through till this point before I have to think about it again. And if you don't have to think about it for 2 months, you don't have to think about it for 2 months, and you can just let all of that negative thought and all of those negative feelings go. At least for 2 months, you can be like on a money worry vacation. And that's where the healing really starts happening. And Christine says, thank you, Christine. You are so welcome. All right. So Lexi says, okay, the nagging is a few things. I have an opportunity with MIT for a course that I was planning on signing up for, and it seems like now is the time to go big. I mean, it's a little hard for me to give you an answer if that's the thing. You know, what I do know is that, well, I'm going to ask you. Actually, I'm going to ask you to ask yourself, is that the thing? You know, because it's going to be a yes or no answer. You know, is this the thing that I need to do? You know, like, so there is, so I live in Texas, and there is the International MUFON, you know, Mutual UFO Network convention happening in Dallas. And so, I don't know, I was thinking about getting a booth. I mean, obviously I'm not a speaker, but I was thinking about getting a booth and bringing my books. I have 2 like ancient alien books that I could bring there. And some friends of mine are going to be there. And so it's kind of niggling me like, well, maybe you should go. It would be fun. If anything, it would be fun. And so I think I'm going to go. I mean, I need to work out some details, but I think we're going to go because it feels good and it feels right. So when you look at that course, does it feel good and does it feel right? And are you getting a yes on it? Like, this is something that I should do. So ask yourself that question. And if you're getting a no, or if you're getting a maybe, maybes are always no's. Maybes are no's that you're trying to justify to yourself why you should do the no, but it's not a definite yes. I mean, I get a yes from the UFO thing, but I need to, again, work out some logistics. And I feel like it's interesting because when I go, I should just blow it off, I get a no that I shouldn't blow it off. So that's kind of interesting. Okay. Shannon, hey girl. Okay. What is your insight on a decision I need to make on a huge move forward, like moving to a different state? Wait a minute. Okay. Actually, Shannon, I'm not even going to answer that right this second. Tell me what state you're thinking about moving to, because that will really change my answer. So just list the state, what you're thinking, or if there's a couple of things, and I will get right back to you. And Marco says, just move, Shannon. Okay. So Sarah says, that all makes complete sense. Thank you. You're so welcome, Sharon. Thank you. Oh, Connecticut. Well, that's not even far. So Marco, all right. So Shannon, Marco says she's moving to North Carolina. Marco, I don't think so. Okay, so let me see. I mean, that's like around the corner. You didn't even say Texas. Okay. Okay, interesting. So Shannon, I think it would be okay. I feel like you're feeling a little bit stuck. I feel like there are people and connections in the area that make it hard for you to say, oh, I'm just going to go. But I feel like in the bigger picture, I feel like you are ready to kind of remake yourself and have a different vibe. And, you know, and Connecticut is close enough that you're not going to totally lose contact and lose touch with these people. But it's far enough away that you can kind of molt and let go of that old skin and have a new one. So I say yes, 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 yes. Okay, let's see. Marco is just, you know, maybe Marco, you should have like Thursday Night Live with Marco. Sorry. Anyway, where are we? So there's about 5 more minutes left for any other questions for tonight. Okay, so Lexi says, it feels good and I can see good things come from it. I just worry about getting too specialized in that area. However, I can see my program, this area really benefiting from mitigation and information I learn. And so if those are the feelings, if it feels good, if you feel it's going to benefit you on multiple levels, then I would say go for it. You know, and what they just said to me to say to you is that the training is, I don't get the impression that it will necessarily lock you into that area of work. I feel like it would just be, you know, another piece of resume material that could be incorporated into this bigger picture of work that you're doing, if that makes sense. Veronica wants my moon pie sign. I just got this at the store. It's not old. See, this one is my personal favorite. That Devil's Brand coffee. Wake the hell up. That's my personal favorite. Okay. Sarah says, do you get a sense of people's past lives? I've had a past life regression, but kind of felt like I was making it up. Okay. You know, so we all have multiple past lives, and we did one show where everybody was asking me about their past lives. And so when I do a past life reading, which is very different from a past life regression, you know, I will just bring up one, you know, whatever, 1 or 2 that you are accessing and utilizing in this lifetime. Not really a whole lot of details. You know, there obviously is not really healing that happens. So Sarah, you're showing me this image and you are a young girl and it looks like, I mean, if you ever saw that movie Heidi, you know, I think she's in Denmark or the Netherlands, I don't know, but it's kind of these grassy fields with some trees and sheep and kind of hilly, mountainy. And I get the impression that you experience this sense of freedom and this sense of safety while being there, even though you were a young girl in this situation. And there was a carefreeness and a lack of responsibility. Like, you know, you were responsible for yourself, but not, you were young, so you didn't have those kind of responsibilities. And oh God, I hate these people. Where'd you go? Past life. And I feel like you're bringing this one up because I feel like your life is like not that way at all right now. And it is what you would like to bring in and have today. So maybe, see, it's like if my intro worked, you would have been able to hear, you would have been able to hear the whole intro. So you're going to have to come back next week to find out what the intro was about, opening that up and bringing some more happiness into your life. Okay. But that's what I was getting. Okay. So let's see. Wow. So now we have Tiffany Robert, who's sending people readings, and I'm not even going to read because it's the exact same thing that they're cut and pasting, because everybody gets the same reading. Veronica, question: do past life readings help you heal? Not really, not at all, because the only way you heal is to go back and re-experience the emotions and possibly reframe what was going on in the past life versus me just giving you information. And Sarah says, so this is strange. Every time you have spoken to me, the screen has frozen. That's weird. Well, Sarah, it will be in the recording, and it is 7:59. So just go to the very end and you should get your reading. Okay. So hi, Lisa, but we are getting ready to go. So I want to thank all of you for tuning in today. I'm so sorry about the beginning. I'm going to have to figure out how to edit it out. And again, if you would like to schedule a private consultation with me, please go to soulhealer.com, soulhealer.com. Join my Facebook group, Dr. Rita Live on Facebook, or subscribe to my YouTube channel, Just Energy Radio on YouTube, or Psychic Doc on Rumble, and follow me there. Or if you're interested in becoming a medical intuitive counselor, or an energy medicine practitioner, please go to the AppliedEnergeticsInstitute.com. This training is on sale until March 1st. So please go there, download the free Jumpstart Your Intuition Guide, and get started on your new career today. And so until next week, I'm Dr. Rita Louise. This is Thursday Night Live. Be blessed.